For many years, Windows has been on a bit of a journey. It's that journey of modernization, trying to create the modern Windows device. So getting rid of clunkers, bulky machines, slow startup times, and in essence, trying to take the best of what mobile has to offer and putting it inside a Windows 10 PC. Well, I don't want to jinx it, but I think this might be it. This is the Samsung Galaxy Book S. It is a premium Windows 10 laptop and it comes in two colors, Mercury Grey and Earthy Gold, and is probably one of the thinnest laptops you are going to see on the market today. We already showed you in our unboxing video, but it's thinner than my finger at just 11.8 millimeters and also weighs under 1 kilogram. To really give you some perspective, you can see here an old laptop of mine from a few years ago, and just look at the difference. I can fit basically two Galaxy Book S laptops within the chassis of this one. That's seriously impressive. The question you might have is, how do they do it? I mean, we are really looking at a kind of tablet style body here. There's no fans, there's no vents on the back of the thing, so it's just one smooth body. How? Now, in a different version of the Galaxy Book S, the answer would be a Qualcomm processor. Qualcomm have made some amazing advances in the PC space with ARM processors and have an amazing future in creating PCs that are truly mobile with incredible battery life and LTE support as well. The problem is that as of right now, those systems don't support everything on Windows 10, most notably 64-bit applications. Now, that might not be the case forever, but it is right now. So what's the difference here? That would be this. This version of the Galaxy Book S features an Intel Core i5, but this is no regular i5. This is one of the first laptops to range an Intel processor with Intel hybrid technology. Now, we aren't going to go spec heavy here and give you benchmarks or anything like that. That's not what we're about. The thing you need to know is that this is Intel's smallest chip ever. It gives you better battery life, requires very little standby power, which helps with one feature that we're going to be seeing in a bit. But as you can clearly see just by looking at the back of the thing, it doesn't require a vent or fan for heat distribution, but most importantly of all, it runs full Windows 10 applications, including 64-bit apps. Now, this has Wi-Fi 6 support, but doesn't support LTE at this point, and although it does have good battery life easily all day, it won't last as long as the Qualcomm version. But depending on what you need from a laptop, there is a seriously good argument for running a Book S with an Intel chip, as you get this stunning mobile design without the software sacrifice. Let's start with this opening view. Notice how when we open the lid, it turns on right away. This is where that Intel chip comes in, really. So within the Samsung settings of the device, they have auto booting. This means that when you open the lid, the system will not only start up from standby, but also from fully switched off, because it's draining so little power from that processor. So you don't even have to press the power button at all. Literally just open that lid. You do have the option to turn that off completely, which is within the Samsung settings, if you wish, but for most people, I imagine that's damn handy. So we have our lock screen here. This does support Windows Hello fingerprint recognition. It is sat right within the power button itself. Now, when you first set up this device, it will prompt you to set up a fingerprint login, though you can do this later if you wish. Once you're set up, it's nice and quick. No password required. Just pop your finger on the power button there and you're in. Plus, it's worth mentioning as well that Windows 10 gives you the option for passwordless login. So what that means is that you never have to log in with the password itself, just your fingerprint or PIN. It locks it down to that, so it keeps you extra secure. Now let's talk about this display. This is a 1920 by 1080 Full HD LCD display with touchscreen support as well. So this does mean, because of the touchscreen, you do have a glossy screen, but if you are worried about that at all with reflections when you're outside, this does have an outdoor mode as well. So the shortcut for that, I believe, is FN and O on this particular device. And this increases the brightness to 600 nits, which is really bright, and that's great for when you're traveling as well. This, after all, is very thin and light. It is meant to go out and about with you, so it's great to see that kind of option here.
Future Adam here. Yes, I've tried it. Here is my very nerdy face, very pleased with itself.
The touchscreen itself is really useful. Now, this is not a two-in-one device. This is a clamshell design, so it's not something that you're going to be drawing on particularly. But if you've not experienced the joy of touchscreens on laptops, you're frankly missing out. This is totally a comfort thing. So when I'm on the sofa, for instance, legs crossed, laptop resting in my lap, it is so much easier to just be able to scroll through web pages and close down apps with the touch of a finger, rather than having to bend my long arms awkwardly like a freaking dinosaur to do the same thing with the trackpad. So yeah, touchscreens on laptops. This is hopefully the one major personal opinion I'll put in this video. Touchscreens on all laptops should be a thing, just saying. The webcam is a 720p HD webcam. It is in this little pinhole up here, and yeah, it looks like this. This is probably something you're only going to be using for video calls, so in terms of quality, it does the job perfectly well. It's also using internal dual mic arrays, which you are hearing right now, so captures your voice nicely for when you're in a meeting, or maybe it's your 10th online quiz of the week, I don't know. Whilst we're at it, worth mentioning the speakers. These are AKG stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. They're on the back of the device, kind of shooting out of the side grills here. And yeah, they sound like this.
Over the last few years, if you were to walk into a computing retailer, you probably would have noticed that a good 80% of their computers there are laptops.
I hate my voice sometimes. A quick look at the performance. Again, we're not going to be benchmarking, but we did try a range of apps to just generally see how this holds up. So as well as the i5 processor, you get 8 GB of RAM, a 512 GB of eUFS storage, which is Samsung's storage option that they normally use in their smartphones, which is super fast and of course slim. Now, Samsung's own website recommends this laptop for students, influencers, and entrepreneurs, and I'd say that is pretty accurate. Anyone that is traveling around or just using their laptop around the house in various locations, really, those not tied to a desk is the point I'm getting at. It's lovely to use. Now, if you are a Microsoft 365 subscriber, you will get the full suite of Office applications running on here, and that is great. They run great. We opened up some of our more demanding presentations and spreadsheets, and it handled itself really well. I always generally go for this great test on normal use, and that's playing around with 3D images in PowerPoint. You can choose from an online library, pick what you want, throw it in the presentation. You then put it into 2 different slides, with it larger in the second one and moved around a bit. Then try using the morph transition. If your 3D image moves smooth and beautiful, then you're going to be doing all right here. Same goes for multitasking. I had Word, PowerPoint, several tabs on Edge open, and yeah, I had a good experience. Now, another thing that we got to try was some Adobe apps, and that's because if you're a Microsoft 365 family or personal subscriber, you get access to partner benefits, which at the time of the recording of this video, you currently get 3 months access to select Adobe applications completely free. So we tried out a couple different ones. We mostly tried out Premiere Rush, which is a simple video app if you're putting together content on social media. Now, don't get it twisted. This is not a device for professional video production. We're not saying that at all. But for creative apps for quickly creating easy to digest content, we had some real fun here. Premiere Rush is a great example. We were able to drop in clips, create transitions, add music, add color filters, and then render our project completely. Again, this is something you get access to via partner benefits in Microsoft 365. Check that out if you get the chance. Other interesting things to mention, as well as the Windows settings, you also have Samsung settings. Here you can adjust power management, like the battery life extender, which limits your daily max charge but helps extend the overall life of your battery. You have the option to use HDR Plus in your display settings, plus you have an array of Samsung apps which you can try out as well. So it's slim, it's light, it's got good performance for students, social media influencers, people on the go in general. The backlit keyboard, we didn't even mention that. The backlit keyboard here has good travel, it's got nice clicky keys, and yeah, you got the webcam itself, good for video conferencing. It's USB-C charging, so if you have a compatible charger that is 10 watts or higher, you can charge this on the go. Really, the only thing left to mention is the thing that Samsung have been good at for so long now: phones. Here is where Samsung really shines. So there is a lot of connectivity between your Samsung smartphone and your Samsung Galaxy Book. A lot of work has gone on here between Microsoft and Samsung to have this level of integration. You have, of course, the Your Phone app on Windows, which works with an Android smartphone. So with any Android smartphone, you can synchronize via Bluetooth and be able to see text messages, notifications, up to 2,000 photos, and make phone calls directly from your PC. Now, with the latest Samsung Galaxy smartphones, the integration goes that much further, as you're able to share your screen and control everything on your phone via the PC. Plus, if you need even more integration than that, there are Samsung DeX as well. Again, using a compatible Samsung device, you plug in the phone. So in this case, we're using a Samsung Galaxy Note 20 here, and you can have a full screen experience of your phone directly on your PC. But if we look at the Your Phone app specifically, that's very handy, as when you're out and about, you can keep your phone in your pocket, in your bag, then just have the window open on the Galaxy Book display itself. And if you're wearing headphones, which I'd recommend, you don't even have to take your phone out for phone calls either. Need I say more? So there you go. That is our overview of the Samsung Galaxy Book S. I hope that has been useful to you. This really is a great example of what a mobile PC is. This thin and light, runs full Windows 10. Yeah, you've heard the rest. So let us know in the comments what you thought. Please do make sure to subscribe, as we'll be looking at the Galaxy Book Flex and Galaxy Book Ion as well, which if they're already out, you can see them probably around my head somewhere. Make sure you have the bell on, and yeah, we'll see you next time.